go back to your seats. Any team has a solution? Team has a solution, raise your hand. Okay, good. That would be team. Ben? Okay, what's your solution?
把四边形定义成一个抽象类、抽象符类，然后它有一个抽象方法叫做 Core Area， 然后再让那个 Rectangle 跟 Square 去继承这个四边形，然后 override 那个 Core Area 这个方法，这样就可以算出不一样的答案。
So we don't change the structure.
对。
Right? We don't change structure. And you said that here.
它是抽象符类。
Okay, we have width and height, right?
我只有在里面放那个 core area。
Core area.
对，这个方法。然后那两个形态我是给子类自己去弄。
So it's no attributes. Right. So no attributes, and yes, calculate. So it says a core area.
Yes.
And then here, it defines their attribute. Define the attributes, and no attributes, and it's a core area. Here, attributes, right? So they define their attributes and the core area. Because it's abstract and it's override. That's all right.
Yes.
And why do we need to use inheritance?
你不是画那个图吗？
Yeah. It says that what? Then why do we need to use inheritance since we only it's a core area that's useless. Right? Useless. You understand that? Just there's nothing we define in the attributes, only method, right? The method does nothing, right? So why do we need this? You understand what I mean?
我没想我就看你那样画
Yeah,
我就做了。
we can override this, but this parent is useless, right? So, yeah, we can override this, but we don't need this actually, right? It provides no help for the children. 所以 Ben 提出这个当然可以解决，那它就是一个呆瓜 parent， 就是没作用的 parent。这个 parent 没有 attribute， 没有什么事儿啊，那它留在这边没有什么意义嘛，对吧 ？Yeah, but no, that's not what we said. That we should make it meaningful, right? Meaningful. The reason for a parent because parent has something, they will be useful for children, right? If you take out everything, only leave this, not just get area or core area, the parent might have something, that is going to pass this on, right? If we define an abstract method and nothing else, the inheritance is meaningless, right? We can solve it, but not a good solution, right? Not a good solution. So anyone wanted to provide us, Brian? No, explain that. Then use megaphone. Then I will know.
Maybe made the quarter to 四边形 composite the
Composites.
composite
It says
square.
It says quadrilateral contains has.
Square and
So
rectangle.
square is a part of whole part.
Quadrilateral is a part of square and rectangle.
Quadrilateral is a part of.
Yes, it.
I don't get it. What do you mean? It said you wanted to change just this.
Yes.
This.
Yes.
Then square is a part of quadrilateral.
Quadrilateral is a part of square. Square use the quadrilateral's function.
Is it this?
I don't really know the way.
Wait,
The way. Yeah.
but not this one. It says square is a composed quadrilateral. Square has
Yes, yes,
quadrilateral.
as quadrilateral.
So square has quadrilateral. All right. Square has quadrilateral. Why make you think so? And also rectangle has.
Because the square and rectangle both have 4 sides, and quadrilateral has both sides. So you can square have quadrilateral and define the 4 sides. Just return
Let's
to
see that. Okay. So square depends on quadrilateral, right?
say
Depends
again.
on. Square has quadrilateral, and square depends on quadrilateral, right?
Depend.
So square wanting to calculate area depends on quadrilateral, right? Calculate that's called quadrilateral calculate square, right? No, that's not. No. Square has quadrilateral and wanted to calculate. So called quadrilateral calculates.
No. Square calculate.
Square has quadrilateral, then square adds quadrilateral to calculate. Depends on. No. So here, if we construct, all right, discharge it, then it's gone. No. Okay, I can give you more time. It's going to proceed. Oh, before we go. Narissa, what is a reflexive class? Reflexive?
You mean some class?
Last time we talked about reflexive association. Reflexive aggregation association, right? So reflexive, what is a reflexive? Kara, okay. Reflexive?
The reflex is in class is use the same class, but in object they are different object, and the different object will relationship.
Yeah. So here, have some employee. So that this employee, can we use employee to give an example of subreflexive class? Employee,
Yes.
then how?
For example,
Yeah,
employee maybe contain the manager or staff. Maybe they have a relationship.
okay, so it says manager and staff? Staff. Right? It's a staff. A manager?
Yes.
And tell us multiplicity. About their multiplicity. The number. Manager, number, multiplicity. That will be the
Okay.
role.
One manager
One manager,
and many staff.
okay, many staff.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so that's a reflexive. Right. So here, employee is to role. All right. Got a question to you that if that is a reflexive, it's a reflexive class, right? Where the role, should have the same properties, or not. Do you understand what I mean? Should have property all the same, or no, you can't have different. Employee and staff should be the same, exactly the same, or not. Or can allow to have different property that the attributes, matter like that. Should be the same or not. Do you understand the question? So anyone can answer this. Well, the role is the same. They should have the same properties, or no, they can have different property. Think. Okay, Richard?
If it is, if a manager or a supervisor is also a manager, is also an employee,
Yeah.
but a supervisor may have other attributes. They could control or give the command to the other employee.
Okay. So what do you mean? The property should be the same or not?
The property may not be the same.
May not be the same. Danny, do you agree with that? May not be the same, or no, they should be the same. What do you think? What do you think? It should be the same or not? Why? Why it should be the same? Okay, so then so Richard, that so I'm going to ask that we have manager, we have a class manager, and we have a class staff. We have two classes, right? So manager has a relationship with staff, right? So they have relationship, they have association or obligation or inheritance. Inheritance, obligation, competition, or association?
I think it is not inheritance because if it is inherent,
So the parent, parent and children.
I think no.
No. So what? What would be the relationship?
I think that would be aggregation,
Aggregation.
but it have to had a
Part. It says a whole and part. Aggregation. Staff is a part of manager.
it is not a part of
You say aggregation and you says it's not part. I don't get it. It's aggregation. So aggregation is part of.
stuff. It's not a part of.
But you
right?
say aggregation.
Yes. So
Does anyone want to answer that? Okay, then Eva?
Association.
Association, only association. All right.
Yes.
Okay, and so manager, staff may have different attributes and behavior.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so here, manager and staff, they may have different attributes and operation. Okay, but now here, if now I think manager and staff, they have the same attributes and method, then it's going to change as this. Right. So if they are the same attributes, I say if, right? If they are the same, of course they are different, right? But now we said that, well, they're the same. We just need that because different situation, you need different definition. If they are the same, then we can change this, become reflexive. So the same as if it's reflexive, the role should have the same attributes and operation, right? But if they are not, then you take it out, right? So here, if they are different, we take it out. If they're the same, then it becomes this. You can roll, right? So, yeah, it's about reflexive association, right? And okay, here. And they will go to the multiplicity. It's one to many, one to one. So last time when we talk about person and passport, right? Person and passport. Usually, person, one passport, right? So person and passport, we usually use associations as enough, right? So one person, associate with one passport. That's so a passport only, refer to one person, right? So it's 1 to 1. Okay. And last time I want you to create, since it's 1 to 1, I want you to create 2 or more person, give it a name. And a passport also give it a number. So then that is your responsibility to give it a match, right? Person 1, it's related to passport 1. Person 2 related to passport 2, right? You cannot mix them up. It's a 1 to 1. All right. Let me say that. So it's an easy one. It gives persons a name. All right. You can get name as a name. Passport. You give passport number. Right. Returns passport number. Of course, you set it. There is 1 to 1. Person need 2 person, right? And set the name. So you can set any name, right? So if it's Johnson and the other is Nicole. right? And you say passport. So passport, you have 2 passport, you cannot have 3. Because it depends on how many persons they should have different passport, right? So when you print it out, person one, you have a name, right? Has a passport, and the passport number is, it gets the, specific passport number to person, right? So that is relationship, right? Only relationship of that. But if now we wanted to change that, becomes aggregation. We said aggregation, aggregated, right? So students, departments, if it's aggregation, Hank, tell us aggregation, which ones, how do we define aggregation? Which one is the aggregator?
Department.
Department will be aggregator, right? Is it this?
Yes.
Right. Okay, departments, aggregator. So in order to define this, right? So now, student, we need to have student ID, right? Student ID and student's name. We need to know student name, student ID, and student's department, right? So you belong to which departments, right? So the departments, if department is information management, then we should have a department of information management, okay, right? So, and Hank, what do you think about the multiplicity?
You mean student?
Multiplicity for them.
Many to 1.
So here, many, there's 1.
Yes.
There's 1. That's many,
Yes.
right? But here many, okay, right. So a department can have many students, but the students only belong to 1 department, right? It makes sense, right? Yeah. And Darren, okay, can we expand it more? Like, it's okay. So tell us about the multiplicity.
One to one.
1 to 1. So a university can only have
Oh,
1 to
start to one.
1. All right, and here, a university can have many departments, right? And a department can have many students, right? So if we wanted to, so here, student, every student has an ID. Every student has a name, right? The name may be same, right? The same, but ID should be different, all right? So ID should be different. If we converted it to relational database, then we know it's going to have a unique key, right? But our object-oriented concept, we don't have any key concepts, right? So the ID should be unique or student. Student can have different name, right? But of course, here, even department can have the same, the name, you cannot have the same name as a different department, right? So department's name should be different, right? So department's ID, you have department ID and you have department name, right? And the student has an ID, student name, and we need to know student department, so we need to have an attribute of department. And here, because it's an aggregator, so departments has an ID, or you said, well, whatever, you have ID, or you should have a name, of course, ID, name, and departments should have a list of students, right? So, because here, we said that we need to have a group of students. The same as university. So university should have a name, right? University name. And university should have a group of departments, right? And here, you need to use the concept of collection, all right? It's a list of students and a list of departments and university name. So then we can ask how many departments you have, right? How many students you have. So a student only belong to one department. A department can have many students. So if we have a group of students, then the same student cannot spread it to two departments, okay? So a student can only belong to one department. If we have two departments and we have 5 students, presume that 2 students go to department 1. If it is information management, and the other 3, you probably just started up. You have 2 departments, you have 5 students. You might have 2 students go to department 1. All right, give it a name, because we need a name. And the other 3, or you have 3 departments, for example, then you have many students. And then university, so you said, well, university, please let us know your collection. So university and the total number of students. So we can do that, all right? So university can have total number. If we wanted to have total number of students, then we should decide it, we have the departments and then go to student, then you add it, then we got the total number of student. So that is the second exercise. We need to do it now. So we have 2 exercises. This one. If you understand how to write it, then it's fine, for today's course, because then you know how to solve the problems of variation of LCP, right? That is first one. And the second one, you know how to write the codes about aggregation, right? And aggregation can multiple aggregation departments. So I said it again, right? Department can have many students. Student, we need to know the ID, the name, and which departments a student belong to. And for departments, we need to know that the department name, right? And a group of students, right? Group of students here. Think about a collection. University, we might, go further. Here, university, right? University. So here, university, we need to know that, tell me that, how many departments that you have. All right, so you should have a 4, right? Just departments and calculate student, because we wanted to know the total number of students. So you need to set, right, the number of students initially from 0. If we have 5, then the total number of students will be 5, belong to different departments. All right, so I want you to print out students, right? Students name, ID, and the departments belong to, and the total number. Got it? You should turn it up. 我说一次。今天很重要的就是 LSP， 你要完成的就是 LSP。你知道 LSP 怎么样可以 solve 这个 problem 啊？如果你学会一个什么叫做违反 LSP， 我怎么解决它？这是问题啊。那刚刚同学有提供了一个解决的方法，我可以解决，但是这不是好的主意，就是你把 abstract class 虚位化，完全没有作用了啊。那各做各的，那更不要有这个 abstract class 没有意义了啊，因为 abstract class 不是只是提供一个 method，usually 不是这样子的啊。所以我说OK， 那变成个别没有那个意义在。那怎么解决啊？这个跟 polymorphism 是相关的，就不会太难。如果从上周这样子过来，上周啊这样子过来了，就不会太难了。如果 today 是这个 first time 啊，那当然就觉得难了。但是现在应该不会太难的。所以这是你们第一个作业。你不会写 code， 这就是你自己的问题。你要赶快在 team 里面学习，就是让你们可以有练习的机会。这是第一个作业你要教的。第二个就是课堂上面的。第二个我们练习 aggregation， 所以 aggregation 呢 ，eventually 呢，我希望你们学习到 aggregation 要怎么写 code。我先用一个最简单的，这是算是最简单的，就是我要你们有这样子一个 hierarchical 的这多层的那他们不是 inheritance 的关系。我要你从这个 university 里头，你就要 print out， 你学校里头有什么系，学生是哪个系，总共学生有多少？That's it. So here we expand it, right? So and it could be only part of the project. Okay. So when we talk about domain modeling, that's just piece of that. So any one of that can expand it. So we need to think more. If we use the association, right? So this is a kind of association, right? You still need to look into each one. So if you have any inheritance, that also have the association and the relationship with the parents. Okay, so we can extend it further and further. All right. So yes, I'm going to. So this one, so if we have two classes, all right, teacher can teach, teacher can examine, teacher can evaluate students' performance. That's all right. So suppose that you have two classes and they have a relationship, all right. One teacher can examine 20 students, and they share the same property. So here, then we can change that. If not, you cannot do that. All right. So person, name, age. So if I give you two classes, right, and I use different property, you cannot change that to reflexive class. And year, yes, because they are the same. But of course, this is not a good example, right? So I took it from the internet. It's just for instruction, right? But in reality, they might, have a difference. So there's a reflexive classes. And now you find it out that, no, they are different. So you need to erase this. You got to modify. Become association, right? Reflexive association, because they belong to person. It's only role, right? Role. So it says it happens when they are the same, right? They are the same. The value, of course, will be different, right? So teachers, students, whenever they are not the same, then no, you cannot. But I said that I took this from the internet, but the example is not that good, because here teacher, it should be many, right? So student can be taught by many teachers. When the situation is many to many, then we have an association class, all right? So this is not correct. Then you will expand it, all right? So if you have this, right, person, students, and teacher, two roles, and then person is a relationship, software departments, and it means that they both, should, because they are the same, they have the same property, right, belong to this, okay. And we can expand more that year, software departments, right, then we can expand it more. So if this is computer departments, under this, the specific departments. Software, it could be a, a college or something like that. So it just give you, a concept of how to diagram, right? This may not be correct, but you know that we can expand it more and more and more, and different situation will be different. All right, then write a code for this. Discuss in your group, and this I'm going to ask. Do it now. Let's write the code. departments, wait a minute, student and departments, we know that department has students, right? But student has a department name. I think it's simple. Okay, let's go back to your seats. Okay. Let me ask. Tom, Tom, how would you solve the problem?
它是，让我想，它是一个学生对许多科系嘛，